Well, good afternoon and welcome to San Angelo Live. We're back at the news desk on Election Day, and we are delighted to be joined by George P. Bush, who is the Land Commissioner of Texas and is also a candidate for Texas Attorney General. Mr. Bush, thanks for joining San Angelo Live today.
Great to be with you.
We were talking just a little bit ago. You've been busy talking to the media and maybe doing some door walking, getting some last-minute votes there in Austin. How's that going?
Going great. I mean, anecdotally, early voting started about 2 weeks ago on February 14th. And I mean, yes, we've held 50 retail events and most of our supporters attend those events, but more so than any other prior race for land commissioner, people have said we need to change. In fact, just this morning, two undecided voters said, I don't even know Ken Paxton's name, but he's a crook and we need to get rid of him. So you tell me why I should vote for you. And I was able to convert them in 30 seconds and they went in and voted for me. So, that's the response that we're getting, is that conservatives want to change in their top legal position here in the state of Texas. And I'm ready to step into that role and hold them accountable.
All right, and other issues that you're campaigning on. First, without it goes without saying, almost, is border security. Where are we there?
So that's the top issue among grassroots conservatives, frankly, among all Texans. I'm the only candidate endorsed by the National Border Patrol Council, the union that keeps the watch, the 19,000 agents, most of whom live here in Texas. As land commissioner, I'm already building the Texas wall. I've completed 8 miles of construction as of this month, starting late last year on state acreage in Starr County, one of the most highly trafficked corridors of the entire Texas-Mexican border. I'm also suing the Biden administration in my capacity as land commissioner under the National Impoundment Control Act to compel the federal government to stop diverting money away from the dollars that were appropriated for the Trump wall. So as Attorney General, not only will I continue that litigation, I'm frankly already doing Ken Paxton's job, but I would forward deploy a mobile prosecution unit to help our county DAs, the sheriffs that are totally overwhelmed, where jails are overflowing because we have to release people because we can't hold people indefinitely. I would arrest, detain, but more importantly, prosecute under criminal trespassing claims to support Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star.
All right. As Attorney General, the current situation in the Ukraine has a lot of us very concerned. It just seems like the country's in a very precarious spot right now. What, as Attorney General, would be your role in representing the state in dealing with issues like that?
Well, I'm the only military veteran in this race, let alone statewide. I dedicated 10 years of my life serving our country wearing the uniform. I even deployed to Afghanistan. I spent a good amount of that time evaluating transnational organizations, including MS-13. And I think that's the reason why I got the endorsement from the Border Patrol Council. Look, when you look at the border insecurity between Ukraine and Russia, it shows if you're not strong on your borders, anything can literally happen. And we've seen that. But I think where Texas can lead and help our Ukrainian brothers and sisters is to provide cheap Texas natural oil and gas. As land commissioner, I've defended the oil and gas industry in the courthouse, whether it's against the Obama administration, the Biden administration. But as AG, I'm going to defend the industry wholeheartedly, including midstream. If I were Attorney General, I would have been involved in that Keystone Pipeline executive order where Biden, one of his first acts of office, was closing down a reliable supply of close to 1 million plus barrels of oil from Canada. And I think most Texans, most Americans would be upset to know that we buy about 700,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia. That's unacceptable. We need to be developing a coalition of freedom-loving nations. Since we have so much oil and gas here, why aren't we developing it here and developing the jobs for Texans rather than listening to AOC and the Green New Dealers who want to force renewable energy down our throats?
And that's hitting us in the pocketbook here in the Concho Valley and in the Permian Basin and across Texas is what's happening because of the current administration's policies. What, as Attorney General, can you do to help the state economically?
Well, the beauty of Texas is that less than 1% of our acreage is controlled by the feds. So even if Biden continues to wave the magic wand through executive order and shut down new leasing on oil and gas tracts, it doesn't affect the Texas oil and gas industry as much. But I do believe we need to defend the industry in other jurisdictions. I'm a friend of the court, is what they call it in legal circles, on a case involving the Western Petroleum Association in Wyoming, where we're challenging that executive rule. As Attorney General, I would look at the shutdown of offshore leasing for oil and gas industry. We need all forms, as we're seeing with oil now cresting over $104 a barrel just today. It's good for producers, it's good for Texas, but it's tough for consumers, let alone our friends in Eastern Europe and in Western Europe. So, all along for many years as a veteran myself, the best way, and I've learned this the hard way, is the best way to avoid conflict is to rule through peace through strength, as Ronald Reagan once talked about. And our strength as a country is this abundant resource that doesn't allow for countries like Germany and Italy to concede to Vladimir Putin and autocratic regimes. We can use Texas oil and gas as a way to strengthen peace-loving coalitions like NATO, and hopefully in Asia as well. And look, as Attorney General, you've got to find standing in cases and win. I have experience doing that as land commissioner, whether it's Endangered Species Act, where liberal plaintiffs' attorneys try to bring cases and list, or just defending executive orders that come from the White House, the Interior Secretary, Bureau of Land Management, and others, which I have over or close to a decade of experience in dealing with now.
All right. This is a busy day for you, and it's a busy day for Texas. Thank you for taking time out of your day to visit with us here at San Angelo Live. Is there anything else you'd like to tell voters who haven't made up their minds just before they go?
So check out my website at georgepbush.com. Get involved, exercise your right to vote. Turnout has been low in Texas, but let's turn that around today. It's a beautiful day in Central Texas. I imagine the Concho Valley as well. So get out there, vote, and I think this is going to a runoff, so I hope to ask for your vote in 3 months as well. But God bless you all, and God bless the Concho Valley.
All right. Land Commissioner Bush, thank you so much for joining us here at San Angelo Live.
Anytime. Let's do it again.
All right. We will. Thanks. For San Angelo Live, I'm Yantis Green.